We are with a big international DJ from big stage like Tomorrowland. Let's give a big welcome to Gregor Salto.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, you?
Thank you. I'm great. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Okay, starting with the question. How do you feel about playing in Italy?
I love to play in Italy. I really do. I think it's probably the country where I've played most, apart from my own country, and it's always a pleasure to be here. I like Italian people. I have some Italian friends now. It's a beautiful country. The food is the best, so I cannot complain.
Okay. Good, thank you. How do you see the music scene for DJs now compared to before?
Ah, so yeah, I don't know if you want a long or a short answer. Long or short answer? Do you want a long or a short answer?
Long, if you want.
A long answer. So, when when I started DJing, um, it was still not so easy and quite expensive to become a DJ because you needed to have good turntables. Now, if you would have, let's say, if you would get the best, you would get Technics SL1200s, and you would need to buy vinyl, at least for the kind of music that I was playing. So every vinyl was more or less 20 euros for one song.
Yeah.
So if I would have to play one night, and in the beginning of my career, I would play for 4 hours in a bar. Imagine how many songs you would need to fill 4 hours. Yeah. And I would get 50 euros for one night. Okay. So I could buy 2 or maybe 3 records. Yeah. More or less, you know. So this was not easy. So it was not easy to enter. Most people didn't buy vinyl. Most people didn't have turntables at home. So to be a DJ was still quite something special, right? Okay. And then came the CDJs, and now you can even mix on your phone or on your laptop or whatever. So now the whole DJing has become less. It has become easier to enter, okay. And I think because of this, there are now thousands and thousands more DJs than there were before. So this is what has changed, and I think it's good. It's like democratizing. I don't know the word for this, but democratization of the DJ scene. So if you want to become a DJ now, you can. But there are many, many, many more DJs now than before, and some are really good, and a lot of them are maybe more. How would I say that? Well, they're like no. Let me put it differently. I think now everybody can be a DJ if they want, and they can be a DJ in their bedroom DJs. Yeah. They can be a DJ with their friends, but it just has become more accessible, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. For you now is more easy for you.
Well, for me, it's like technically everything has become more easy because playing records with vinyl is more difficult. Things can go wrong. A record can jump. You cannot just put the BPM and it will match like that. I mean, you have to work a little bit harder. But I must say, I enjoy DJing now more from a technical point of view because you can just have your stick, you can make a loop, you can take an a cappella, things that before only the really skilled could do, and they were still very limited. So that's what I like. But the fact that now everybody who has just some records can become a DJ, I don't know if that's always a good plan because I think. I keep on learning. I'm already doing this now for 30 years, and I'm still learning. And there's also quite some people that they because they have the contacts or because they look good or whatever, they call themselves DJs now, and that's fine. But I don't necessarily always like what they do.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. And now. How difficult is to make a living for music alone this day?
Ah. And I want to add one more thing to the last point. I think the most important thing for a DJ, the most important thing for a DJ is to have good musical taste.
Yeah.
I prefer to hear a DJ who's bad in mixing.
Yeah.
Not too bad, but not so good in mixing, but with him or her having a great musical taste, surprising, like that to me is 100% more important than a very good technical DJ, which is not difficult now with all the technology we have, who plays boring music. So anyway, let me get to your next question, and it was, sorry, I forgot.
Okay.
What was the next question?
The next question is let's talk about your track, which your.
Oh, sorry, there was one question I forgot to.
Okay. Sorry.
answer.
How difficult it is to make a living from music on this day?
I think it's becoming more and more difficult. Like I said, I've been doing this for quite a while. For me, I think for every artist, the beginning is difficult, and you have to work really hard and keep going, and be very lucky. And many factors, know the right people, have the right talent, and there are so many factors that can help you be successful or not. There's also a lot of very talented people who just for whatever reason never make it, but they are still incredibly talented. So when I started, it was not easy to make a living from my music, but I think nowadays it's even much more difficult. Unless you are very good with social media. Because if you are very good with social media, you don't have to be a great DJ. You don't have to have a great sense of music. You don't have to have a great sense of what is a good musical style. If you are good with social media, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not easy for anyone, but it's easier. I think nowadays, if you have a great musical talent, but you are bad with social media, or you have a great social media talent and you're not so good with music, I think there's a bigger chance you will be successful with the social media talent.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
I don't think that's good for the scene, but it is what it is at today. Maybe next year it's different.
Yeah, it's true. And let's talk about your track. Which is your favorite, and which one do you think that is the most famous for the public?
Of my own tracks.
Yeah.
So in Italy, it's Paravose. This is no doubt. I'm not saying it's my best track, but it is the track that I still play in every set. If I go to a gig and I don't play Paravose, the promoter will be angry with me. What is my best track? I don't know. I think I still have to make it, perhaps. The tracks that I still like, I think a good track is a timeless track. And some of the tracks that I still really like are the tracks that sound timeless. So I have a few tracks, for example, one called Paranda Loca, another one called Otro Dia. And those are tracks that I produced years ago, but still when I listen to them, I say, okay, this sounds good. This is a timeless house record. Like no music is but within the house genre, this is a song that sounded good to me 10 years ago, and it still sounds good today.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm maybe most proud of myself, that I made music back then, that when I listen now I'm like, okay, it's not bad. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Okay. It's a pleasure, and I am a big fan.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you. And good luck.
Thank you.